Let me give you a real number. So you have 85A, which is probably one of the most famous models in the entire toner cartridge industry. So let's say you have the 85A original from HP. On the market currently, it ranges between like 170 to 190 dirhams per cartridge. So the main thing that I'm trying to clear here is I will give you the full behind the scene view of everything in the toner cartridge industry. Especially I'm going to be doing the comparison between the OEM, which is the original, getting like things from Canon, from HP, from Kyocera, all these original brands, and then you have the compatible ones. And I want to show you the difference and let you decide which one is better. So going back to our example, if that one sells between 170 to 190, let's say that these HP authorized suppliers will get it between, will procure these items or will sell or will buy them from HP directly for about, let's say 150, 140, because that's the actual range. So the actual margin from this entire trade is gonna be like between like 10 to 20 dirhams. But most resellers are okay with that, because the main thing that they aim for is that yes, they can make small margins on these original trades, but they also like aim primarily to first hit the quota that HP like tell them to do, because like you need to hit a specific amount of sales every year to maintain your status as an HP authorized reseller. And the second is that you get a certain percentage of rebate at the end of the year, which will add up, especially the more volume that you do. The whole OEM reality is basically what I explained to you, and you need to understand that the availability of products or the availability of models will entirely depend on the OEM brand that you're dealing with. So for example, if you were very good at sales, you were able to get clients to trust you and they want to place some trades or some purchases through you, one primary concern you may face, especially as a business that deals primarily in original, is the availability of these models, because these factories, because these original brands produce a specific amount of items every year. So if you get a customer that wants a specific item, then probably you need to place a back-to-back order. Probably is going to take between 6 to 8 weeks, and that varies. It can even extend to like 15 weeks. It can sometimes be shorter, like 6 or 4 weeks. But that's like a huge time frame for a customer to wait. Now, on the other hand, the compatible, first of all, you get a really good margin on the compatible one. Like even let's say if we were talking about the 85A in particular, this one as a compatible now sells for around 80, and probably you can acquire it from China or from any factory that will produce a high quality compatible product for around maybe 30 dirhams, 20 dirhams, or even less depending on the volume that you take. Another amazing benefit of compatible is that they will cost less. You can make a lot of profit, or much more profit, compared to dealing only in original. And the last thing is that your customer can actually purchase them, because it's not going to be breaking the bank for them every time they want to resupply their printer or purchase more toner. Now, one last very important point is the availability of compatible items, because you have the full factories or entire countries even that work in compatible industry at your disposal. So your availability of items actually can be a huge benefit, because you're able to offer a huge range of items. They can be available in a much faster time frame, like let's say between maximum, depending on the order volume, but it can range anywhere from 1 week to 4 weeks, like 4 weeks maybe, or even 5 weeks. That's if you're ordering like 3 or 4 or 5 containers at a time, which is a huge difference, because if you're ordering or if you're going through original, first, the price is going to be significantly higher, maybe at least like 5x or 10x that amount. That's say if you're getting the same quantity from each. And the second thing is that your profit margin is going to be much less if you're dealing in original only compared to compatible. So that's the whole idea that I wanted to convey, especially between the difference between original and compatible. One last point I will conclude with is that both will work exactly the same, especially from a customer point of view. As long as his work is being done, like his printer is working, then he doesn't really care if what's inside the printer is original or compatible. And I just want you to pay really close attention attention to your supplier, especially if you're dealing in compatible, because that's an important part. Your supplier can actually make or break your entire brand, because they need to be really good at identifying the current market trend, really be good at delivering the actual product, and they should have like a really low defect rate. Like for example, for us, we have less than 0.005% defect rate. Like the industry standard for defect rate incompatible approximately is between 2 to 3%, which is still like really low compared to the actual benefit that you get. So all in all, this is just to say that if you're a reseller or you're a customer, really try to consider compatible, because it provides a huge savings. Like the price difference is crazy. Second, if you're a reseller, then you'll be able to be much better off financially if you're dealing in compatible compared to original. Third, as a reseller, you'll have the availability of all the models, so that you're able to service your market or your region or your country much better. Last and foremost, especially if you want to go with a compatible one, you're able to build your own brand, so that after you spend time, effort, marketing budget on it, people will start to notice it, people will start to order that brand specifically, provide you with a much better return on investment overall. So this is very briefly the main differences between the original and compatible, especially from a reseller point of view. Because we've been in this industry for more than 26 years, we've been dealing in compatible and we've been dealing in original. So this is just to provide you with the full spectrum behind the scenes, and then you can do the decision on your own. I wish you the best of luck and take care.